Miss Darlington, baby.
You got it. Welcome, everybody. FSB Racing Friday night. Winston Cup. Series from the historic Lady in Black. The track too tough to tame. The evil egg, as some might consider it. Darlington International Raceway. Once again, I'm your host, Sean Reap, with buddy Milt Minter Jr., joining us from Fresno, California. As we are set to, how many laps we got here tonight? We got 129 laps around this track. It is a 1.366 mile egg-shaped oval.
Start your engine!
Brian Johnson on the pole, his teammate to the right of him, the grade 3 car there.
The Rocket.
The Rocket.
Checkered flag front row there.
We got to make some picks here.
Yeah, we gotta ruin some guys' nights right out of the gate.
Who's first?
You go for it.
Let's go with the 3 car there. We mentioned him.
All right.
The Wrangler Chevrolet. The
That's
veteran.
a strong pick.
Distance, the Rocket.
Well, I gotta go with the pole. And Ryan Johnson, he's really good here, and I think he's due.
Hey, this is a great qualifying for Pops. Can the Venerable One maintain that pace with these fast guys? We know how Darlington is with a smaller field. Should be a lot of green flag racing, and you got to make sure you're good on the long run.
Yep, this place is all about that tire management. See that very narrow racing groove with a lot of room to the inside. Cars that spin down there often don't bring out the caution flag. Pace cars off.
Fuel even is an issue sometimes, especially with a big field. With a field like this, definitely could want to go as long as you can to avoid a pit stop. Or you're going to have guys going real fast and saying, I'll take that extra pit stop. I'm going to burn them off.
Yep, there's always different
no
strategies.
Battle there. Battle for third and fourth, though.
Hey, Dave Ellens, who could be called the 115. Haven't seen him on the track in a while.
Going after Nick Walters. Thinks better of it.
Yeah, he's just going to fall in behind Rick Castle. Drops into 4th place there in the Crown Royal Chevrolet.
They're settling in, boys.
You take a look at the overview of this track. This angle doesn't... it shows the whole track, but doesn't really show the whole story. Because this camera's oriented in turn 3. Makes it look like a true oval. But rather famously...
Oh, and sideways goes Brad Otto from Fresno and hard into the wall. Rear and front contact, just like that. And the caution's got to be out for that.
No caution.
No caution. Well, he's going. There's got to be parts all over the place. The Wolfpack car parts. And nothing. So here we go. And he's off and running, but wow.
So let's see what happened. He dropped down out of James Hatch's way. Well, briefly, it looked like he was thinking about it. Then he just lost it into 3. Gotta be a scary moment there for Brian Lamb, James Hatch, Jason Dulfer.
Lamb there, meh.
I guess because he just fell down off the racing surface so quickly. That's why he didn't throw the caution.
Well, and especially the first lap, or second, even several laps in, 3 and 4, the whole race, the momentum in there, you have to check yourself.
Yeah, I was starting to say there before that moment started up, turn 3 and 4, that's the tighter end of the track. It's less than 180 degrees. It's pinched down over there because when the track was built, they wanted to preserve the farmer's minnow pond. So they had to adapt the track from a true oval to the egg-shaped oval, and that's what gives us this unique and iconic shape. At 3 and 4, you get on brakes. 1 and 2, you just kind of lift the throttle a little bit. It's bigger, wider, faster corner, but more than 180 degrees. And that's what got drivers their Darlington stripe, and still does to this day. Because that wall comes around further than you expect, you often end up leaning into it as you exit the corner.
And the 3 is coming up on the 59 here. What are they going to do, teammates?
Something we didn't pick up on the start there. James Hatch, 19 car in this field. Looks like he chose to not qualify or maybe crashed during qualifying. Yeah, he's got himself back in 7th place.
Him to be fast,
Yeah, I don't think there's a single track on this planet he's not fast at.
I'd like to throw a shout out to John, the Dog Palmer, talk today, and he's been in the hospital for 3 months, and but he's going to be watching tonight. So,
holy crap! I had no idea.
He is getting better.
I had absolutely no idea that was going on. Yeah, Dog, if you're listening, I hope you're on the mend and back at full strength soon.
Because he's getting stronger every day, so that's good news. Up at the front here, Pops Marguson, the veteran of veterans here, hanging with these guys.
Yeah, he's showing some muscle here early on in that 99.
Got to figure they know this is going to go a long way, so they got to pace themselves. And that includes when you're out in front, because you're using more fuel.
Yeah, Rick Castle's hanging right with him too. And Nick Walters. Rick Castle, of course, ran the Tuesday Night Chicken Run too, so he got some practice laps on Tuesday.
I remember when I'm running this in Pro Cup, I think the number of laps were different. So
no, it would have been the same.
Well, then you were looking at, in the mid 30s, you'd have to make, right, to stay on track for hit your number. Especially with a track here that's finicky on giving cautions and a smaller field.
We got Pops falling back here. Rick Castle gets by, Nick Walters follows through, as well as Dave Ellens. And
he may have had a pucker moment there.
Pops skims the wall. One of the things you got to watch for here is that wall glue. Ooh, James Hatch. Was he passing or giving up spots? I think James Hatch has himself a long-term strategy going here. Oh, did I see damage on his right side?
Well, you got to think
back that up.
He's running in iRacing, and here going back and forth is sometimes tricky as far as getting your steering right. And
oh, there it was. He's got slideways in 3 and 4. Didn't hit anything though.
That's a sticker pecker moment.
That is definitely a sticker pecker.
Rick Castle. I've said it a million times. Reminds me of me. Kind of hanging in there. He's really smart and knows, what his strengths are, and that's the long runs. And
he's adaptable too, and that's very important. Hey, good to see DJ Sorrentino checking in the chat. Got to get you a butt back on the track soon, though, boy.
Yeah, speaking of iRacing,
missing you out there.
The Saturday night road racing thing, I'm definitely going to try to hit that this week. I know there's holidays and stuff, and then starting a new series.
Yeah, back to your point earlier about the range. This is it's less than a mile and a half, and there's a lot of time off throttle. So usually at a mile and a half, you're looking at about a 32 lap window. Here you can take it up into the 36, 38 range, but the limiting factor is usually more the tires than it is the fuel. That said, I have been part of some extreme fuel runs here. Pulled out a few that way, lost a couple that way. Ryan Johnson's been in command the entire 17 laps so far, but his teammate, Mark DeSenza, just right there in his shadow. The other battle on the track right now is back to Jason Dulfer. Yeah, talk about one of those guys who just gets better week after week, and as the races wear on, highly adaptable. Hey, dog in the chat. Good to see you, man. And again, sorry to hear you've been going through it. If I sound a little funny, it's because I've still got a tickle cough from that cold I had 2 weeks ago. I'm trying not to... yeah, trying to let go of my push to talk before I start coughing when I feel it coming on. So we're going to be about halfway through, a little past halfway through your first run here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Bought my wife some really expensive macaroni salad, and she couldn't figure out how to open it. So, and it took me a while to figure it out too.
We got Lamb and Dulfer battling for position here. Ooh, Lamb gets some apron and up into the wall. Hangs on to it.
Well, Ryan Johnson doing a little trying to break the draft with his teammate. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, Ryan likes to do that. It's something I've never enjoyed doing myself. I understand the theory behind it. I just feel like you're just making the straightaway longer when you do that. Him and I agree on a lot of things.
Not shaking the three.
Yeah, Ryan and I usually agree on most things racing related, but that's one where we differ. It looks like Lamb's gonna let Dulfer go. James Hatch's fallen back again. Did he have another problem that I missed while I was looking away? You know, Dave Ellens, I think he's been on road trip after road trip with his wife there, Audrey. I see their posts on Facebook time to time. Back at it and sitting there in the top 5. A good return run here for the 115.
Yeah, Hatch.
Mark DeSenza had a run.
32, so. That's look at that compared leaders. I'm a second off right now.
Yeah, Mark DeSenza had a run down the backstretch there and couldn't quite seal the deal.
When the tires start to go off, Johnson being the leader, that thing might be barking at him now, and these guys that have been kicking back, saving a little bit of tires, are starting to get some momentum. One of the best I've ever seen here in my 20-year sim racing career, plus maybe 21 years, that 3-car, and they go sideways into one, which is always so scary.
Ryan
and
Johnson
he makes the pass like a man. Mama, there goes that man.
Yeah, Ryan knew he was beaten to that corner. He just crack the throttle a little bit, drop down in between.
Well, obviously
pulls
it's
into second.
doable as you've seen it, but when you're driving and all of a sudden you know there's about a foot between you and the car next to you, whichever lane you're in, you're hoping he holds his line. And I'm sure they're talking on the radio, but then again, they're racing too. So Jacinza pulling out here. I've also seen this happen for a few laps, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you're in the leader. You're starting to use them up a little more. Right now, that 3 car looks like it's on rails. Thing is, with all these laps left, and going to be looking at green flag stops, you got to execute those.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 3's weak spot there. Then you got to kind of do the same thing again, where you took it easy at first, even though your lap times are faster, and it's so hard to do over the course of like 4 pit stops.
Give a call to the 14 and Nick Walters, too. Hanging out there in the Twizzlers mobile. P4, right there in the draft of these guys. He's in the mix, and he has been all night long. As you can see from that roof cam shot, Twizzlers makes mouths happy, and right now that car is looking pretty happy.
That's
James Hatch
getting
lapped and continuing to struggle.
He might have been on pit road.
No, it was not. That was on the front stretch.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, the struggles continue for Hatch. No, he was on pit road at one point. Okay. So he short pitted.
He was leaving pit road. Yeah, no,
I may have gotten confused.
About the time you would short pit. Otherwise, you try to go to 34 to 36, right?
Yeah, something like that.
You're the smart guy, bro. You know, did you run this Tuesday night or?
I did run it Tuesday night. Ran away and hid with it.
Had a boy.
He
He was so fast, he doesn't even remember when he pitted.
Well, see, the way it worked out after the one caution early in the race, I ran it in 27 lap runs. Or 27, 29 lap runs, something like that. That was just how the math worked out.
Yeah, so that was Pop's pitting there, and now the 115 is pitting. Dave Ellens. Pit stops begun.
Yeah, 129 laps, you basically want to break it out into approximately 31 lap runs. Probably 32, 33. About as far as you want to go without giving up too much.
Here? There's a couple ways to enter pit road here. Stay on the track and then slow down and drive in, or you can dive in early and try to drive hard into turn 3 and then take the apron. Pops Markson again coming out of pit road.
Do you incur a penalty?
That's twice. I've seen him come out. Nothing on the scanner yet. Yet there's a big old battle there with that group of the 124 and the 14 with the 19 a lap down at Freshkas. He's going to want by.
Yeah. And the 19 you see trying to make some moves.
He's got to be careful here because, that puts the 14 into the wall.
Yeah, you just got a little high there.
Just a little bit outside. And he lost a ton of spots there. Just scraping the wall there. Actually, great save. Shouldn't be too much damage, but.
Probably be okay. Yeah, almost everybody ends up with the Darlington stripe by the end of the night. Well, James Hatch trying to unlap himself before the leader's pit. And the leaders are taking it out to about as
34,
far as they can
that's
go,
what
I
I was
think.
thinking. Hatch running like a turd of hurdles.
Hmm.
Passes the 59.
Here we go, 3 heading to pit
Here
road.
comes the 3. Here comes the 59 together. 14
Oh.
also. Oh, the 3 smokes
3
him
slides, but
outside.
he's going to be okay. So that's one of the reasons to use the apron instead of trying to come in off the banking. It gives you lots of room to make up for an error.
That's the way I always pit it. Because you got some room for mistake there. Didn't hurt him at all, really. But now the teammates are side by side down pit road with the 14 right there. Going, man, I need to execute this, man.
Rick Castle.
59 goes around the 3. They're pushing that envelope of speed there. Had to figure that was good choreography with spinning out there. The 3 and the 59, knowing who was in front there, and the 3 letting it off, make sure his teammate could get around. You know, you lose the spot, but you don't wipe each other out. Good job and clean stops for the 59 and the 3.
And Rick Castle makes his way to the 124 pit stall. Some service from the Crown Royal crew. Maybe a glass of Crown and Coke. Oh, looks like he's getting some damage fixed. The long pit stop for the 124.
15 minutes on a dead man's chest. Ho, 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 and a bottle of Crown Royal.
I was wondering where you were going with that, because, yeah, that's not rum.
No. Whoa, that 63 with huge momentum. Had to get out of it. Dolfer hit it a lap earlier there. And I think the 124 was just trying to get it going there. But, man, that definitely was a pucker moment for the season.
Yeah, see, Rick Castle lost a lot of time on that pit sequence. He's now 14 seconds back of the leaders, and he was right up there in the mix. Dave Allens has stayed out to inherit the lead. I guess we're going to find out just how far one of these cars can go tonight.
We got I guess the 31 is retired here. We got Brad Otto. What's up, Brad?
She wins again. I'm done.
Oh, the lady.
Lady in black whooped you, huh?
Yeah, I just took a little bit of damage early on. Somehow when we went to race, I lost my calibration, and it kind of screwed me up on the first couple laps.
Ooh, that's not something you want at Darlington.
No.
That's not something you want
good.
anywhere, but Darlington, oh man.
But I pulled in, quick recalibration, and that was it.
Well, tough break there, but your teammate, meanwhile, is apparently making tires and fuel on the track. Hey, we're now 40 laps in, and he is yet to pit.
We got the Jam and J
Fingers
Dolphin
crossed,
Club.
Wolfpack.
We got D Rocket Club. Sorry.
Oh yeah, fan clubs showing out tonight. David Silva cheering for D-Rocket. Dave Dolfer, of course, for Jam and J. And Slim Jim Gately in the stands instead of on the track. Hopefully we can get him back out there soon. I don't know, Brad, how far do you think you can go, or do you think Dave can go tonight here?
He'll take it to the limit. Hopefully his internet will stay solid, and he'll complete this race. He's been having challenges with that.
That has been going around.
But yeah, he'll take it to the max and just drive smooth and easy.
That's his style. He's a smart dude. Oh, looks like he's dropping low. Nope, he's staying on.
What was your take on the track and the setup? Car was good. Just a couple laps in there, tires are probably still a little freshy and just got away from me.
It was good. I loved the setup. It was solid. Practice, I had no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, this is another one of those great Slim Jim setups that it runs great from the start all the way to the finish. When you got the tires killed, you can still hang on to it, still race it.
Oh,
Yeah,
James Hatch there. I mean, man, thought he was dead, but he's back at P5, but he's a long way to go.
Yeah, that short pitting, it gained him some spots in the short term, but I'd say pretty quickly the 124, 09, 63, that group is going to run him back down as the tire wear moves along. We're now at lap 44, and Ryan and Mark have caught Dave.
Oh! Dave
no!
He got fainted there. Almost lost it.
He got really loose there.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, those tires have got to be...
Look, man, so he was on the outside there leading. I mean, he got these guys, and then he had the 59 underneath, and also the 3 coming too. All of a sudden he realized it, so he jerked the wheel a little bit. And usually when you do that in turn 3 and 4, you're going into that wall. That's an amazing save, but he lost a ton of time.
He's still right there in third place. It looks like he just got up in the marbles, and yeah, he kept it out of the... I think he kept it out of the wall.
You can see him jerk it right there because he thought he was about to get hit, but the 3 kept it down. He just got spooked right there.
Yeah, this is easily my best track, and I can tell you that is not an easy save to make in that situation on some absolutely roached tires right now. Those things are burnt marshmallows. He is now 46 laps on those tires and on this fuel. He is clearly
he's pitted already.
Setting out. Has he pitted? No.
Yeah, he pitted early.
Oh, he's short pitted. Okay.
Yes.
I was thinking he was
29,
staying out. Okay.
So that's how he got that advantage, which we talked about that earlier.
Yep, short pitting will get you the advantage. See, here I was thinking he'd stayed out.
He was turning 30s and 31s while they were turning 34s, but now it comes up and bites you. I've done that short pit, did that even back when I was like the dominant driver in this league. When I come to this track, I'd always get my butt whipped because the only speed I knew was balls out, and I didn't have any sense of you got to slow down and save tires, bro.
The guy dog in the chat says he talked to Ryan the day. He's only planning on watching, trying to motivate Mr. Johnson there. I think it's working so far, dog.
Absolutely. Well, dog, and what he's been through, and he's still, got that sense of humor. It's just amazing. Kind of chokes you up a little bit. I think you got it tough, man, but reality. And there's some reality going on up in the front here as these two, you don't think these guys are working as a team. Pretty much all teams have that same mantra, work together now, and a couple laps ago, I'm going to whip your butt.
It's the first do no harm doctrine.
Yeah, exactly. Don't wreck your teammate unless there's 2 to go. And then still don't wreck your teammate.
All right, I went back and looked. You were right. I just totally missed Dave coming in. He came in on lap 30 to 31.
For my beer drinking butt, that actually out be something that you didn't. It's usually the other way around.
Well, because I can't have the chat up. Well, I've got both windows going there, so I didn't catch it.
Well, it just goes to show you, even though you won this race, or as my dad used to say, shows to go. Yeah, even though you won Tuesday, you're not perfect. Nobody is.
It's really so much easier to keep track of that stuff when you're on the track than what we're doing right now.
Yeah, for you, maybe, you know.
Well, because
I'm
you're
just
immersed
a
in it.
driver, man. Everything else goes blurry, and like I got to press buttons and try to drive at the same time.
Well, you're getting a different information set because again, you can see all those chats come up in real time when you're on the track. Whereas when we're watching the race like this, well, I can get chat up that way, but now it's on your screen taking up a huge chunk of the picture.
Well, when you're these guys that pitted early, what do you got to do? You got to kind of stick with your plan, because what you want to do is not get lapped and do the same thing and hope for a caution. I mean, see the result of what happens when you pit early. Eventually, you get passed. So that's going to happen. You need to stay on the lead lap, undercut these guys, and then hope that a caution comes out, and then you can rack them.
Yeah, well, James Hatch not only short pitted, but he was struggling even when he short pitted. So that's just compounded his issues, and he is 2 laps down right now.
But you see him evolving throughout the race, and he hasn't, knock on wood, wrecked the car yet. So, you know, with a great driver like him is struggling, see him sticking with it, and like, all right, I mean, I got to figure this out, That's, it's been a great commitment since we've seen James back and running a lot of stuff now. So that's good stuff, when you know people for years and years and years, they do life and go away, and I'll see them for a while, and then get back on the track having fun. And like, man, this stuff is still so cool. And this old ass sim, still got game,
59 and the 3 just cannot get away from each other.
Well, that's the plan till the end.
I don't know. I think I'd want some breathing room.
Well, what happened last time? Later in the run, the 3 was able to save more and started to pull away. So, if I'm sitting where he's sitting, I'm sitting on a sack of seeds right now. Throw something here. And we've seen him make pitting interesting, which throughout his 20-plus year career, that's what he does. But when he gets it right, he gets in the winner's circle. So always been awesome since I met him 20 years ago or so. Raced him. Like, wow, this is the benchmark, especially back in the day.
Meanwhile, James Hatch, again, on that short pitting strategy, has caught the leaders and will get one of his laps back and passes Pops Margison. So that'll put him in the...
you see the speed difference, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 3, 4... Hey, let's take a look here.
Yeah, I'll put him back to the Lucky Dog spot.
Yeah, Johnson, 32.3. Hatch at 31.2. Over a second a lap. That was contested, so. You see, Hatch has purpose now. He knows what he has to do as a real race car driver. Sprint car driver, back in the day, he knows how to race. He knows how to flip too. You can look at some. Thank God he didn't get hurt. You can look at some YouTube stuff of James Hatch, and that had to hurt.
Well, I broke Alex Bowman's back not too long ago. He missed 4 or 5 weeks before getting back in the car for Charlotte.
Well, my dad was a real race car driver, but never was I. And all the rest of us then we want to be real race car drivers. So when you get a guy that really races or has raced and you're simulating, it's cool to race against guys like that.
I don't know. I think it hurts too much when you hit a real wall. I don't know if I would have wanted to do that.
Well, all the things that my dad broke throughout his career, never thought he would make it.
Yeah, I was
Speaking of making it, there is Brian Lamb. He's having a good, solid run in P6 there, keeping it off the fence. And the road racing specialist from Southern California is definitely having a great run there.
I was said, yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to be a race car driver if I had a choice. I would have wanted to be a baseball player. Yeah, they don't tend to have to worry about crashing at 200 miles per hour, and yeah, but I'd be retired for 5 years now if I'd done that. You had to choose a sport. Did Mark DeSenza get himself a little Darlington stripe there? It looked like he swung ever so slightly wide off the corner, maybe bounced the wall.
Nice little battle with guys on the same strategy. Rick Castle and Jason Dolfer, 4th and 5th. Racing for points and a position here. Doing what they do. Great run for both of these guys. What Jam and Jay can do here. You always have to temper your aggression because you're not just racing. You're racing the track here. And by the way, there's going to be some cars out there, but forget about the track and then she going to bite you.
Looking back at it, I guess Mark is okay. He was just adjusting off the corner there.
Nick Walters is kept at P3 spot. And, put some distance between 4th and 5th. Brian Lamb down pit road.
And the lead has swapped again. Mark DeSenza out front. Once again, right at the end of the run here.
So you're going to see the same thing here again.
Yeah, they came in lap 35 into 36. I expect to see them come in about lap 70 here.
That'll take you to the end.
Yeah. Well, one more.
Oh wait,
stop
one more stop. Sorry.
Yeah, they look like they're on a 3-stop strategy here.
One more stop, and then it'll take you.
Yeah, the next stop is going to come after halfway.
Guys that have pitted early, and they make it on the same amount of stops. I don't know. Golfer working it. Starting to get a little bit on the 124 here of Rick Castle. Meanwhile, the 3 has done what he did the last time, gotten around the 59. Yet they're about to pit here.
Yeah, I'd expect him in this time by. Just crossed the line for halfway. Looks like Mark DeSenza gets that Gatorade bonus money for leading it halfway.
14 is pitting, 59 is pitting. Nothing for the 3 yet.
59 pitting.
Oh, they're breaking it up.
Woo.
Man, I don't know about that. Ryan Johnson hard in the pit road.
Yeah, Ryan wants to beat his teammate as much as anybody out there.
Yeah, thinking if you're Marco, you don't want to do that. You're going to lose time, I think.
Yeah, Mark's got to come in this lap or he's going to lose too much time to Ryan. And no, he's going to go... Oh, here he comes. Okay, he's taking an aggressive arc in.
Woo! The mustard's off the hot dog.
He's a little cleaner this
Coming
time.
in hard.
I'd say a little cleaner this time. Very smooth. Just an aggressive entry. He should be in good
45
shape.
mile an hour pit road speed. You see him fluctuating. 44, 45. You're looking at that tack. You're looking at that. You don't get a speedometer, but in the sim, you do get a miles per hour up above your head.
Yep. Something we have the benefit of that the real NASCAR does not.
Don't, so.
Which is why we don't get that 4.9 mile per hour cushion that the real ones do. Wow, Ryan Johnson just gets inside the cone coming out.
Stall has to back up.
Oh, that's going to be costly.
That's a couple seconds right there.
So between staying out the extra lap and overshooting the stall, you're going to see Ryan Johnson probably pull out to a 3 or 4 second lead after all this cycles through.
Now keep your head here. Veteran, he knows. And there goes Ryan Johnson. At speed. That's going to be more than a couple seconds there.
Oh, yeah, I just looked at because the YouTube preview lags a few seconds, I was able to look over my shoulder at that. And yeah, he took a long time to back that up.
He had to back up, plus he went an extra lap, so he lost time both ways.
Although you can see them in the same shot there, not as much as it could have been. That could have been a whole lot worse for Mark.
Don't worry about that, David Silva, because he's the fastest car on the track on the long run, and he's going to reel him back in.
But it becomes a question of will he use too much up doing that?
Well, Ryan Johnson, now that he's out in front, he doesn't have a teammate to pace him. So, and that's big, All of a sudden, you got to pace yourself. So
there is a slight draft effect here on lap time.
Right.
But that also is an effect on, how much you have to crank the wheels, how much you have to brake going into the corners. So, it kind of equalizes out. I'm looking like about what I expected. 3.5 seconds, 3.3 seconds maybe on the track. Meanwhile, Dave Ellens has once again cycled into the lead, running that different pit strategy. Now, Dave's been coming in on the 30s, about 30, 31 laps, so he is on a 4-stop strategy compared to the 3-stop strategy of the checkered flag motorsports guys.
That's what we were talking about, yep.
So, we'll see how this plays out, in the last couple stops here, but for now, he's got himself almost a 4-second lead.
Running pretty hot laps, too, 31-1. That's not lying about. That's using what you got while you got it. Every lap at this cheese grater, it'll get a little bit slower, a little bit slower, a little less grip. Later in the race right here, this is when, you can have the concentration level here has to be ultimate at this track. You miss that braking point into turn 3 a little bit, or that exit out of turn 2. Could be Clayton's.
Now, the connection holdout for Dave Ellens is to see some shakiness there. Mark DeCenza holding about the same About the same gap back there. Oh, Slim Jim calling it a night there. He's at the river again. Those fish don't stand a chance with the professor at the reel.
Well, you know, Nirvana said it's okay to eat fish because they have no feelings.
Because they don't have any feelings. Whoa, what was that, Dave? Oh, it looked like he swung way down and then back up. Again, pulling that draft manipulation deal.
Well, and then you got Lamb in P6, but Castle's going to be coming in 7 there, so because they're off sequence too.
Well, that something in the way was Dave Ellens for a lap there, but he pulls over and lets Ryan Johnson retake command of this race.
This is the last lap, 36:02, and that's some laps on those tires. They're in the sweet spot, but he's not. He's smoke him if you got him, and he's smoking them. Ellen's 33.082, so that's the difference already with the 115.
Yeah, fast lap of the night was turned by the 124 at a 30.071, 163 mile per hour average.
Now things are getting back in line, and here we got, Dolfer has made work of the 124, and now through the pit sequence, he has gained a lot on the 14. This is a great run for Gamma J here. That's pit execution, in laps, out laps, versus these guys on the same strategy. He's working it. That's great stuff. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere. But I'm going to step away here for a minute. Sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers.
All right. Yeah, as noted, Jammin' J hanging tough there in the top 5, looking to move into 4th here. You can do something with the 14 of Nick Walters. After getting around the lap traffic there, Mark DeCenza holding 2.5 seconds behind Ryan Johnson, your race leader. Been the leader most of the night. It definitely probably lacked up the most lead bonus points by now. Pretty darn close to it. And yeah, just the Rocket is chipping into that lead ever so slightly. An aerial view of Ryan Johnson's line around this 1.3 and change egg-shaped oval. See the diamond approach here through turns 1 and 2. Come in low, drift up high, pull it back down for the low exit. That's the end of the track where actually most of your tire savings take place. Yeah, down in here you just got to be smooth. You don't have to worry about pushing too hard or going too soft. As you see Dave Ellens hit pit road now. But because turn 1 and 2, gives you the option to go flat out, that's where a lot of tire wear can occur. You always want to be giving it just a little bit, a little burp of the throttle. Three and 4 is the trickiest end for most people. That heavy braking, keeping it down off the wall. As the tires wear, the car wants to slide around through there. Real tough to get the power back down. And as the tires wear on, 1 and 2 gets a little trickier too. Because you gotta let out a little bit more.
Get some Dolpher in-car here, because this is getting serious here. That's a great view, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's looking to nibble on some Twizzlers right now. Meanwhile, Mark DeSenza has made some big
Coming out of turn 4
chunks
here,
into the
you're
lead
right
here.
up in that wall. Then you're going down to turn 1 here. See how much speed they carry, almost flat out, just lifting a hair. Their tires are still good. Straight through turn 2 there. Going over that hump. You know, pretty good braking zone here. And you want to roll through the center, clamp that line down, and pick up the throttle there.
Meanwhile, Mark DeSenza has pulled to within a second of Ryan Johnson in just a couple laps.
Well, how much will that affect his tires?
Car definitely behaves differently. Car definitely behaves differently when you got air on the nose and when you don't.
You know, is Johnson chilling a little bit, or?
Yeah, he may have just, decided that he was going to get caught inevitably one way or the other.
There's another Johnson named Rick Johnson that used to do that an awful lot, and kind of let you think you had a chance, and then he'd been saving his tires, and then slowly motor away from you.
Oh, I've done it too. I've come through a pit cycle and gotten a huge lead. Just, knocked a couple tenths a lap off what I would normally run, because I knew that the guys would be pushing hard to catch me, and then have that little bit extra left when they finally do.
Well, after all the short pitting pans out, you have your top 4 going at it. 2 separate battles here. Oh, right, Johnson into the wall.
Did he get it, or did he hang on?
Just scraped it a little bit. That was just a scrape there. That's a Darlington stripe, and I don't think that was just a brush, but you'll see how much time he lost, and the 3 got by carefully, pedaling very carefully. Wow. You never
might be
know.
okay.
I mean, it's a simulation, so you're always thinking about, well, a different set of tires or whatever. Does the game actually have that capability? No,
Some people argue it. I don't.
Well, you have the capability of using your tires different than you did the last time, and sometimes you just don't realize it. Just think like, and then you're like, man, did everything right, but you guys are good, and they figure stuff out, It's not all about just pussyfooting around. It's also about, as Lamb gets out of the way there, good run. Great job for Bryant. It's about, getting that car to turn right and being smooth. And sometimes that's being a little more aggressive, getting that right front to plant. But now the worm has turned here, so can Ryan Johnson keep his head here and not get too excited, and try to okay, now I'm going to save a little bit of tires, get a little bit of draft off of you, and then I'm going to outpit you when it's money pit time here. Show me the money, Jerry.
We're getting close to that final stop, too.
Yep. So you try to keep it out there as long as you can and have the best meets in the end. They already showed you that teammates were going to, to take alternate strategies and pit on different laps. And we thought that really hurt the 3, which it did for a minute, and then and then just a little snafu on pit road. So is that in his mind right now? what's in the mind of Mark DeCenza is go, baby. One of the great ones at just, especially at this track, of just, they're just guys that are fast. They're just fast. No matter what, they're going to be fast.
Meanwhile, Jason Dulfer was breathing down the neck of the 14, and Nick Walters seems to have dropped back a little bit.
So now, what do you do? Do you think, as looks like that's a DNF for James Hatch?
Yeah, Hatch was retired a while ago.
And Pops Martinson. They let them know they were here, though.
We are within the window. Anytime now, you're going to see these leaders make their final stop.
Well, if you're DeCenza, you already went a couple laps farther than the 59. You're seeing him fall back. I think you do the same thing. You wait for him to make his move. Or, you pit when he does and
Lamb down pit road.
Try not to get have to fight that distance you did before, but did it before, so.
Meanwhile, something happened.
I would say one lap, not two. I think two lost him almost 2 seconds, and then the snafu in the road was another second. So.
Meanwhile, the 115, I think he had a problem on his last stop because he's 2 laps down, not just one.
Something about this track, these guys that are leading that long run pace, it wears you down.
Now, this last stop, this last run, is not going to be as long as your leaders have been doing all night. Because we're now inside of 30 laps to go, less than that, about 27. And here comes Ryan Johnson.
Pitting again, early, last minute.
So Ryan Johnson to pit road. DeCenza has to respond. He knows he can't stay out there more than a lap.
I wouldn't do 2 laps. I do pit now. And you're seeing it.
Yeah, no
Money
surprise
stop
there.
For the 3 here. Yeah. I'll tell you what. He's got the gonads, and that was great execution there. Come on, Mark. What you always try to tell yourself when you're in a position like this as a driver is just don't talk it up.
All right, Ryan Johnson down and away.
It's a little bit slower, fine, but don't make that big mistake. Oh, and contact on pit road.
Oh, no.
With the 14 team told him to go, and oh boy, that was close, but no harm, no foul. Just a little brush, no damage, but that was a close one. That was, man, you see the Indy 500, man, there was some sketchy stuff going on there. Like, don't you people practice pit stops? DeCenza unfazed, handles his stuff, and gets out.
Yeah, my main takeaway from the Indy 500 is that NASCAR handles pitting way better than those guys do.
Absolutely, but Ryan Johnson handles the lead here, and when this recycles, once again, he's got an advantage. Not as much as before, but he's got less laps here. Does he want to push harder? Got the lap car of the 115 and Dave Ellens to deal with.
Yeah, this time Dave Ellens did not cycle to the lead. He must have had a problem on his last pit stop.
Rick Castle down pit road out of P1. Staying out there late. Working this strategy.
And Jason Dolpher should cycle in.
Dude is just such a solid racer. There, if he don't get in the wreck, he's gonna fight for a top 5 every friggin' week. That's just it, you know.
I'll watch them service the Crown Royal Chevrolet.
Well, you know, I'm a beer guy, you know, but what do you like there? Crown Royal and Coke? Good for like a drink or a couple shots. That's about it, you know. Hey, somebody else grab it, you know.
Whoa, big time connection problems for the 115. He was darting all over the front stretch there for a second.
That could be some issues that he's having too. Brian Lamb, a little bit of damage on that right side, but a solid run at this difficult track. I would consider him a road racing specialist there. Yeah, and the 115 is just looking bad here. He could get booted here by the internet. That thing is the mustard's off the hot dog. Sim racing is like that. And yet he continues. This is the last lap, 30.481. Johnson, 30.561. This is on. That's a 1/10 of a second. 30.5 for Johnson. 30.429 for Bisinza. So we've seen this movie before.
Meanwhile,
you better get a bigger boat.
meanwhile, Jason Dolpher has caught the 14 of Nick Walters once again. So that's her battle on the track right now for third place.
Well, this ain't over yet.
And Rick Castle cycled out to a lap down, staying out like that.
Where's this from? Is it
New York.
York. He's from
Amsterdam.
New Jersey, so you guys are practically neighbors, right?
Oh yeah, seriously, Amsterdam, New York. That's probably a couple hours away. Don't forget, there's a giant state above the city of New York. Yeah, that's the rest of the state. Yeah, sure, 6 million people or whatever live in New York City, but there's a whole lot of land that's also New York.
Sure, Watkins Glen, where I love it up there.
Oh yeah, Watkins Glen is really far from the city.
30.5 for the New Yorker here. Brian Johnson, 30.8. So, dude is coming. 15 laps to go. Can it be done? Well, yeah, it can. What's Ryan Johnson kind of holding back a little bit? He's letting the 115 by and kind of chilling a little bit.
I think 115 has made it. 115, I think, has made his final stop.
So he's got better tires, yes, sir.
So anyway, I did the quick Google Maps search, and Amsterdam, New York is exactly 200 miles away from me. So he's up north, a little bit northwest of Albany, the state capital.
Also, you know, right now it's getting late there where dude's at. It's 10:45. He's been doing this sim racing at FSB for years and years, and always late time for Mark. But he's wide awake.
And he's chipping into that lead of his teammate Ryan Johnson, but he's running out of laps to
30.
do something about it.
30.7, yeah.
And Ryan Johnson can take advantage of the draft of the fresh tired 115
That's
as
what
well.
it looks like he's doing, which is smart pull.
Meanwhile, Jammin' Jay is just looking for a way around this 14 car. He can smell a podium, and he wants it.
And that is the closest battle on the track.
Ryan Johnson, in fact, extended the lead a little bit last lap.
And it's getting real close. Yeah, but Jay taking a look, feinted, and got back in line. Gonna try to get an exit here. I don't like to work somebody at turn 1. I want to set them up for turn 2 and down that straightaway.
Yeah, try and beat him on the brakes.
My move right here. This is where I want to make my move. I want to come down here. 14 too strong. Set it up again. Back off a little bit. Let him work. Get that run now, and you're getting that move there. Fall back in. Where you want to make that move now, good outside run, but 14 is powering off the inside. Doing the classic, pretty much what you should do. 3 is losing a little bit of time there, so think about it. Okay, let's try it different here. Keep it down lower and stay in his line, see how that works. And he does that exactly. Still can't get the run. They're even Steven. They get about a half a car length there. Same thing. You want to back it off. Make sure you don't overdrive these corners. Now you gained about a car length here. Want to do the same thing here. Outside in wasn't working, and he does. And that's another half a car length. It kind of spreads out. You're also, as a driver, you're trying to figure how many laps do I got to do this. So you're getting a little distracted. He backs off a little bit. Maybe looking at that stuff. There are tools you look at through the F screens as a driver to figure out. Take a look real quick. Now let's put the pressure on.
For reasons of volume, we'll move. Yeah. For reasons of volume control, we'll move the battle for third over to the left side of the screen, and your attempted chase down on the leader onto the right side as we're right on board Mark DeSenza's car.
Gotta stay patient here. You can still see him.
Oh, David, he survived the pit monster. He slayed that beast tonight. But he is running out of laps to run down Ryan Johnson, and Ryan will not lay over if he does get to him.
It's go time now.
Ain't no teammates anymore. Ooh, some smoke in turn 1 and 2.
There's the caution out.
Caution! Caution will end it.
That Rick Castle?
What was the source of the caution? Brian Lamb's around on the front stretch. So with 3 laps remaining, that should be the race. I don't think Mark was going to catch him.
It's so tough for the 09. A great, solid race. Looks like he's battling with the 124 here. And the 124 gets into the back of the 909.
They both kind of tried to occupy the same piece of real estate.
Into the wall there.
Going into one. That wasn't even for position. I don't think.
I don't know where else Lamb could go. And then he spun it afterwards.
I guess it was for position.
Can't be
Just
too
going for the top 5.
Not seeing any happiness out of the 09 there. Yeah, obviously.
So we'll go back to 3 and 4.
Braking zone or the 9 was, that's hard to say.
See, Castle had a huge run on Lamb down the front stretch here. He had the fender in, so he's calling Carlo here. And they just, they both just disagreed on who owned that particular piece of real estate at the moment.
It's always a place I don't like to pass.
Laps are winding down, though. You take what you can get, unfortunately.
Into the corner there. You want to make that happen before, and you want to be low and try to root the guy out. You want to make that move and take your car and move down low. And if you wreck them into the wall while you're on the inside, then so be it. But
Brian has retired on the spot. So your top 5
hard
spot.
to outbreak somebody there.
Yeah, we'll go to Rick Castle in the end. And just one more lap here under caution for Ryan Johnson to survive the broadcaster jinx and bring home the checkered flag here at Darlington. So I'm going to hit the bathroom real quick and be back just in time for the post-race.
Yeah, me too.
All right. And as we come around to complete lap 129 under caution, your race winner, barring any catastrophic internet failure, Ryan Johnson, your series admin, your points leader, I do believe, coming in.
Hey, woo! That's a great win for Ryan, man. It's been a while on Friday nights for Ryan, and what a great job. Well, know what he's got there. And, well, actually, they're still under caution here, so one more lap, right?
No, they're
Can't-
coming to the checkers right now. This is lap 129.
I'm sorry, I'm behind here. Story of my life, And, okay, so now we're going to make it official here.
And
Pushing
there
the
it
pace
is.
car. Well, we've seen a drought on Friday night for the 59, and seen him run some iRacing, and he's out there competing tonight, and he was the class of the field. I really thought the 3 was better. He was the first 3 runs, and then, man, he just put it to him. I mean,
Yeah, Ryan just executed when he needed to.
you don't know how hard that is after a long race, and then he's had a long week at work, like the rest of us. Keep
Yep.
that focus and run that good and beat a guy like a field like this. Pretty much going away at the end, which is just like I did not expect that.
I have to hunt and peck type while I save the replay because I got a cat on my keyboard.
Kitty cats.
Kitty cat on my keyboard. He's not making it into the frame right now, but he's right down here.
Well, Dog Palmer is ecstatic.
Yeah, he called it.
And he called it, and Dog always likes to say, I just got a lot of fire under his ass,
Well, whatever he did, it worked, and for once, broadcaster jinx did not take effect, and I get to say I picked one this season.
Points are up.
Points are updated, yeah, I bet you got a vested interest in that, because you came in as
Look
points
at
leader
you.
and
Yes,
extended to
sir.
14 points. Alright, we just get, it was third there, was Nick Walters, right?
I think so.
Someone go get Nick. So I continue the tickle cough from last week. This is why I run push to talk, folks. We got the rocket in the house. Alright, we got everybody. Alright, we'll start with our podium finishers here. Your third place runner, Nick Walters. And you had Jam and Jay breathing down your neck, but still a solid run all night. Great podium finish there. Tell us about your run, man.
Yeah, it was great. Unfortunately, I got separated from the pack there in the beginning, right before the first pit. So that kind of threw me off pace a little bit. But overall, it was a good run. It was good running with Jay. I thought he was going to get me there a couple times.
He was coming. He was hungry. He smelled that podium. But still, he held off a tough crowd at a tough track. Yeah, great. Gotta consider that a great finish on a Friday night here.
Oh, no doubt.
A good run for the Twizzlers mobile. And of course, Mark DeSenza. Man, you were in your teammate's shadow all night there, or swapping the lead even a couple times there at the end of the long runs. And it just came down to, do you think you could reel him down? And then if you thought you could reel him in, do you think you could have passed him on that last run?
I don't know. I kept losing a lot of time in the pits, kind of overcautious. Then the last pit had a little kind of lost a little contact. It was a pit, and then he was with a lap car for a little while, and just I don't know.
Yeah,
It was a good run.
The thing was you came back from missing your pit stall before, and you were like 3 seconds back, and you mowed 59 down, so we were expecting that. But I think Ron Johnson was kind of sitting on a sack of seeds there, just waiting for that opportunity to explode. And
Well, that last run, you guys, you pitted with less laps to go than you'd been running all night too, so weren't going to get to the end of that same long run scenario. I was curious behind the strategy involved in that. It's like you changed up your pit window.
Yeah, we went down to just about wasn't many laps left each time we pitted.
Yeah, you went about 36 the first couple of runs, and then you had like less than
A little less, yeah.
30 the last time.
Yeah,
So-
the last stop you didn't have to take 2 cans. It was a can and a half, and we pitted. I think it was 4 laps earlier than what we had been. So the car was, for me, I like that looseness or lightness in the car. But yeah, anyway, I think Mark would have had it finished out green.
I was better in the long runs. Even in the last run, I couldn't really push it a lot more than I wanted to because by the time I caught him, I would have had nothing to probably try to get by him anyway. So I had to just kind of run my pace, and if I catch him, I catch him.
So it's a good show. You guys both were the class of the field out there tonight, and Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great run, man. I picked you in the pre-race.
Oh,
I
nice.
did not jinx you.
Yeah,
And holding
great
that point
run
lead.
for Nick there. I mean, the guys you were battling there was all of them. You know, I mean that was a chess match, and that was the best result you could get. You know, with the speed.
Yeah, it was probably the first time I finished at Darlington on the lead lap, at least in several years.
Heck, man, he'll bite you. Then she'll bite you again.
Yeah, so Ryan, what was your thinking on the strategy there? I expected you guys to come in with like 35, 36 to go, like you had been doing. But it looked like, were you guys just trying to not get caught out on a caution?
Yeah, that was my main worry. And then, you know, I figured I was going to try and stop a lap before Mark, kind of fake him going in on that last stop, just so I could maybe get out ahead of him and hold him back. I guess he had maybe some issues in the pits, but I kept watching that ticker, and he was gaining about 0.1 to 0.2 consistently, and then it kind of leveled off, and I thought, well, I might have him here. And then those 2 laps before the caution came out, I think he clicked off 4/10, and then another 4/10. It's like, oh shit, he's gonna catch me.
Yeah.
Catching's one thing.
Go. But yeah, that caution came out. I really think that saved me. But you know, he was just so much better on the long runs than me. I mean, I could hold the first 2/3 of it. That last third, he had me. I couldn't hold the speed through the turns like he was. And before I forget, I want to give a shout out to Dog. I'm glad he's watching. He said he was going to be.
Yeah.
And
Talked to him,
I hope
texted him today.
Yep, I hope he gets well and gets out of that damn hospital as soon as possible. So he's been there
Been
too
in
damn
there
long.
3 months, and
Yep.
definitely says he's getting stronger. You know. So.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until Milty told me tonight.
That's awesome, man. Good for him. What's up, dog?
Yep, he was out there cheering for you. He called the shot, picked
Yeah,
the
he
59,
did.
and he went out and
I got
like
a
Lou
line of
Gehrig.
fire under Ryan's ass, yeah.
like
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig, Ryan Johnson delivers tonight. That was a great run there. Next week we're at another track you love, Martinsville, and the short track down in Virginia, followed up by your home track of Indianapolis and Kansas and Homestead to round out the month of June, as we're now 5 races into this 12 race season. So next week marks the halfway point. And again, Ryan Johnson got himself into a 14-point lead here over Rick Castle. Mark DeCenza picks up a spot, moving to 16 points back in third. James Hatch, surprising to see the struggles out there tonight from the 19 car.
Expect him
Falls back
to
to fourth.
definitely do better next.
You have to wonder if he was having some kind of equipment problem or something, but watch out for him in that short track. He was pretty badass there in the Pro Cup, so I expect him to put on a repeat performance next week at Martinsville, as all these guys got several short track aces out there, and we'll be bringing you that again next week on the 9th. But until then, to wrap it up for tonight, we thank our podium finishers again: Nick Walters, Mark DeCenza, and your race winner Ryan Johnson, pulling the double duty there, racing, adminning, and getting the points updated and everything. So appreciate all you do there, Ryan. Of course, the league owner promoter Sam Young, keeping this going 20 years on for the sim and the league. And thanks everybody out there joining us on YouTube, chatting, liking, subscribing, commenting. It all counts as engagement. It helps us spread the word that we're keeping this going 20 years on, as we said before. Thanks as always, my co-host Milt Minter Jr. joining me from Fresno, California.
Yes, sir.
And until next week, I've been your host, Sean Reap, saying good night, everybody.